And honest. I put that in the title because that's an honest 10 inches that I've lost off my waist in 26 days. Now, I started the show a little bit early today because I have a guest coming over later this morning. And we're going to take a walk on the beach. So I wanted to get this done before I met my friend. And then I think I'm not real sure what we're going to do after that, but we're definitely not going out for breakfast. That's for sure. So what I want to do now is explain to you that today is in fact day 26 of a water only fast, and I'm going to show you the result by showing you that little piece of wood opposite my table in the back here. I put my back up against the table, and then my belly used to go halfway over the wood. Then it was not halfway, and then I could put like the tips of my fingers through between the belly and the wood. Hey, Jack, thanks for stopping by. And now I can put my whole wrist between the wood and the belly. Now, of course, that's not an accurate measurement. So the next time I go to the hospital, which I am under complete doctor supervision with this diet, and have been since about day 16 or 17, they're okay with it. The one thing that the doctor recommended was he recommended that I use a vitamin, a multivitamin. So I went out and got enough vitamins for 6 months, a 6 month supply. And then so that's the only requirement that the doctor had for me. That was his only request, besides blood tests and blood pressure tests. So I'll tell you what my blood pressure was yesterday. Besides those things, he requested a multivitamin. So I went out and got 2 bottles of which, by the way, I have to take one now. That's the Lucky Vitamin. That's the Lucky Vitamin, folks. And I'm going to take that now before I forget, because he said to take it in the morning. Not that it matters, because I don't eat anything all day anyway. So I did stop consuming calamansi juice as well. He said that wasn't necessary. Okay, so here's my multivitamin. This is what I'm going to eat today. This is what I'm going to eat until I eat again one of these each day. So he said the calamansi was okay. The salt intake is good. Take a little bit of salt every day. But so let's go here. The monies that my subscribers gave me for Nanai's picture, the picture was done 3 days ago, and the frame has been picked out. If I get a message for that, I'll go in and pick that up. They said it would take a few days to put it in the frame, whatever. But either way, if I go to the city and it's not in the frame like they promised, I'll just put it in the frame myself. It's not like they said it would take a week. I'm going, you're a photography shop. Yes, sir, but we don't do that here. And they are a big photography shop, and they have all the contracts for the police department in Bohol, and the fire department, and the dental, and the hospital. They do all the photography. But I guess they used to do that there. They used to have a room upstairs, but no more. So let me go over and take a look at my, if I can find my mouse. Okay. Let me go, oh, I forgot to take that. Okay. we have one more thing. Hold on a minute. This is another little thing. Now I no longer take blood medicine. My blood pressure went down to 145. 145. It was 185 systolic. The high blood was 185, and yesterday afternoon the blood pressure was 145. Now, that was when I took losartan. So my blood pressure with the blood pressure medicine was 185. Now, without the blood pressure medicine, 26 days later, it's 145. So, but you got to remember, I'm under doctor's supervision, and he's okay in all of this. So, the low blood pressure with the blood medication, with the blood medicine, 27 days ago, was 139, the low blood pressure. Now it's down to 97. So it went down from 139, 39 plus 3. It went down 42 points on the diastolic and 40 points on the systolic. That's a lot. That's a lot. And that's without medicine. If I took the medicine, it probably would have even been down. But he said there's no reason to take that anymore. Those are within limits considering what I'm doing. So he asked me, hey, Loo-ees Pagan Ponce. Whoa, we got to get a pot. We got to get a pot. Take care, my friend. Yeah, thanks, Loo-ees. I'm sure that thank you very much, Loo-ees. Let me get a pot. I've got to bang a pot for Loo-ees because we have the pot right here. We always have the pot ready to bang when we have a donation. Loo-ees, thank you. So here is the pot, and the pot represents bang a pot, make a lot. So we have Loo-ees Pagan Ponce. Aloe de winter loves your name. Aloe, not much makes Aloe laugh, but your name brings up his famous smile. No one laughs like Aloe. Loo-ees makes Aloe laugh. Loo-ees Pagan Ponce. There must be something more to that name that I'm missing because it's an odd name, but I have to ask Loo-ees. Does Loo-ees, okay, you break it down. Loo-ees, Pagan. Okay, pagan is a poor or pagan rituals, like less than the normal church. Pagan, and Ponce. You know, we should, Ponce, pagan Ponce. I wonder what Ponce means. I often look up words that I don't know. Let's look up that word Ponce. Maybe there's more to this than meets the ear. Ponce. Ponce. Ponce de Leon, Ponce pronunciation. I'm gonna have to look up meaning. Meaning. Ponce meaning in Spanish. Okay, let's look that up. We'll go back. Okay, let's look up the name Ponce. I always try to give people a little, not lesson in what things mean, but how to look stuff up. When you don't know what a word means, you Google the word and then say the meaning. So the Ponce The name Ponce is primarily a male name of Spanish origin that means ocean. Spanish surname derived from the name Ponchus, from the Greek pontos, meaning ocean. Loo-ees, Loo-ees, pagan. Now let's look up the word. Let's look up the word pagan. Okay, maybe if we put these two words together, maybe Lewis doesn't even know this. Pagan meaning small ocean. So, in historical context, a person holding religious beliefs other than that of the main recognized religion. That's what I said before, a smaller religion or belief system. So, pagan is a smaller, you're a small, well, maybe Lewis means something. Maybe Lewis means something. Let's see if Lewis means anything. Luis, and he spells that completely different than anything else. Lewis, there we go. There we go. Famous, a masculine name. Lewis is a masculine name of Spanish origin, pronounced Loo-ees. 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 Okay, now I'm getting it. Now I'm as a variant of Lewis. Remember that movie Wrath of with starring that fella in England where they had the Spanish Crusades? The Wrath of something. The name means famous warrior. Lewis, the name means famous warrior. No matter what hurdles baby has to jump in life, a name like this will teach them about their inner strength and importance of perseverance. Wrath of the Wrath of, what was the name of that movie? The Wrath of with what was the name of that movie? Anybody know what a movie I'm talking about? There was a movie where about the 1490s with the Spanish Inquisition and what was that guy's name? Great actor. The Wrath of, or not the wrath of God, not that, but I gotta look. So somebody got to know the name of that movie. So we're talking about Lewis as a famous warrior and a variant of Lewis, Lewis, and Louis. The name means famous warrior. No matter what hurdles baby has to jump in life, a name like this will teach them about their inner strength. And then pagan means small, and Ponce is a name, primarily a male name of Spanish origin. The Wrath, the Wraith, the Wrath. Wow, I can't remember that name of that movie. That was a great movie, too. Let's see. We're going to talk about a guy that ate
YouTube Premium is
my hero. YouTube. We're going to talk about my hero in a minute. A guy ate an 8-pound hamburger. Oh, talk about jealous. Man, when I saw this guy eating that hamburger yesterday, what a mess he made out of that. Then he went straight to the hospital. Yeah, he 5 days he spent in the hospital. So I'm not gonna do that. That's sure. But we're gonna talk about this guy because he's my hero. Maybe I could eat it when I'm done with my fast. I want a hamburger. I don't know what it is about a hamburger that I want, but that's what I want. I want that to be my first meal. So let me get a window up here. I want to look. I want to see if I can find the name of that movie. Christopher Lloyd. Christopher Lloyd was the guy's name. Not Christopher Lloyd. Christopher something. The Wrath. The Wrath, Wrath, The Wrath of God now. Anybody remember the name of that movie? Because I can't remember it. Let's go to my home channel here. My channel. And then we have a water fast only. Let's open that up. Oh, and then we have a water fast. Okay. Lachenberg, 1872. It looks like a jester. Okay, let's I can't see that. That just, it's so small. You know what, maybe we could go to your channel and then we could see it there. Let's take a look on your channel. Okay. Okay. Loo-ees Pagan Punts does have a channel icon that looks a little bit, it looks more like it looks like a World War I spy with a camera in his hand, a cell phone camera to me, but I can't. Okay. Now I'm starting to see it, yeah? Okay, they got the teeth. Got the teeth there. Got the eye. Yeah, I see the jester now. Okay. Yeah, I'll always one for detail, yeah? So, let's get a Loo-ees Pagan Punts jester. So, then I'm going to show you how much. No, I'll show you first for those of you who don't have a lot of time, because I'll show you right here. Remember this piece of wood here? It's 26 days ago. My belly was over here somewhere. Well, now, if I just lean up against my desk behind me, remember the belly was out over here. Now, look. I can put my hand up to my wrist right through here, and I'm not pushing on my back at all. It's just touching the same way. So it's exactly 10 inches off the waist. And now from going what it was like that 27 days ago, then it was like that, then it was like that, and now you could fit about that much arm through there. That's a lot. 10 inches. And I will tell you again that the the pain in the back of my knees, where the knees bent, the flaps, the hinges in the back, the pain is gone. Like if I go like this and stand up and sit down, 27 days ago when I started the diet and I weighed 267 pounds, I could not do that. I could, but it hurt. Now, it doesn't hurt. So I don't know what the pain was due to. Did the diet somehow help the pain or change something in my body that stopped the pain? I don't know. They say that happens, but metabolically, biologically, I guess it's possible. But Scott Del Fuego said that by losing, well, at that time, 35 pounds, I think I'm up to about 39 pounds lost. It's very close to 39 pounds, like 38 and a half pounds, 39. I had drank a bunch of water, so I think it's 39 pounds. It's all water, Jack. It's all water. He's right. Always he's right. If in doubt, Check with that man. He's always right. He's never wrong. You're wrong for doubting that he might be wrong. That's your problem, Jack. You created this internal hemorrhage inside your head that if you are doubting a certain person's word, then it has to be you that is wrong because he's always right about everything. So the pain, said Scott Del Fuego, who's been telling me to do this diet for 3 years. The snake diet he's been telling me to do. Now I kind of did that in the beginning with the snake juice, but no longer do I need the snake juice. In fact, in a few days, on day number 30, I think there was a man, I'll show you the man. He stopped eating food 60 years ago. He just breathes out of the atmosphere what he needs to live. Is a Tibetan monk or a Hindu Buddha monk type of thing. I'll show it to you in a minute. He stopped eating food 60 years ago. I'm going to do that too. That's going to be I'm going to start doing Hatha yoga meditation and Zen Buddhist meditation, where you go, when I used to do that a lot when I was younger. All the sounds of the universe in one meditation. It brings you to a higher state of awareness. And also, it allows the food that's in the air itself. Apparently this fella, he derives food and water from the air by breathing only. So he's only been breathing in the food and the air. I'm going to try that on day 30. I'm going to try to just start breathing and not drinking any more water. But failing short of that, I don't know that I'll be able to stop drinking water and eating food altogether on day 30, but that's my new goal. But there's another fella that stopped drinking water 67 years ago at the age of 7. He doesn't drink water ever his entire life. He drinks coconut juice. So I might try that diet in order to initiate just the breathing only. So, because the coconut juice has stuff in it, but not on day 30. No. I'm going to try the no food, no water thing on day 30, and I'll try that until I collapse. And then when I realize that I can't do that, if I can't do that, because if he did it, I should be able to do it. On day 30, I'll do that. And then if I can't do it, then I'll go to the coconut juice instead of water diet. I'm going to try all of these diets, one or the other, until I lose 100 pounds or until I go off the diet. But one way or another, I'm going to lose 100 pounds. So I've already gotten an attaboy off of a very famous website. The owner of the website saw my before and after pictures and actually came to my blog on the website and said, wow, congratulations. Now, he doesn't do that. So, anybody remember The Wrath? What was the name of that movie with Christopher Reeves? What was the name of that movie? The Wrath. W-R-A-T-H. What was the name of that movie? Come on, somebody give me the name of that movie. Wrath. W-R-A-T-H. The Wrath. The Wrath of God, maybe? Christopher? No? Come on. Somebody tell me the name of the movie. Okay, that joke. Oh, Lewis's. I forgot to finish the song, the Lewis Pagan Pond song. I get so wrapped up in this dietary stuff. So let's read what Lewis has to say over here. Lewis even has. He's going to explain it to us. Lachenberg, man supported by woman. I think Allah likes the avatar as it looks like a gesture. 1872. No, this one was from the 1490s. The movie, Man Supported by Woman. Hey, Lachenberg, thank you for stopping by. The Wrath of Grapes. No. Grapes, and that would not be the name of the movie. That movie, The Wrath of Grapes, is the grapes of wrath. You have the words transposed. That's the real name of that movie, is The Grapes of Wrath. I remember that. No, it's not that. Christopher Lambert. All right, let's look up. Let's before we forget, let's look up Christopher Lambert. I just remembered his name. Christ. Christopher. Okay. Christopher F-E-R Lambert. L-A-M. Christopher Lambert movies. We'll find it now. It's one of his most famous. He was in Highlander, Kickboxer, Mean Gods, Absalom, Fortress. That was not the movie, though. All right, let's look over here. Let's look up more. Okay, Point Man. Boy, he starred in a lot of movies. The Quickening, Beowulf. Wow, The Highlander, Day of Wrath. Day of Wrath, baby. Day of Wrath. There it is, right there. Day of Wrath. Okay. Let's look up the Day of Wrath. The Day of Wrath. The Day of Wrath, Danish, is a 1943 Danish drama directed by Carl Theodor Dreyer, starring Lisbon. Okay, but that's the Day of Wrath. Okay, here we are, right here. Let's get the link up there in my. Let's go over here. Come on. Okay, so let's get this up. The Day of Wrath. This is one of the greatest movies that exists in today's world, because it shows you the hypocrisy of the Catholic Church. And I don't mean that, I don't say that. Oh, man. Okay, so I got to reload this, man. Okay, so let's reload it. It shows you the hypocrisy of the Catholic Church. We could look it up on YouTube. So let's read it. Set in the 16th... This is one of the greatest movies discussing how corrupt the Catholic Church was during the Inquisition. And that's why I want to get this up. Set in the 16th century, a sheriff working on a series of murders has no choice, has to choose between his conscience and protecting his family when he's tied to crimes. Starring Christopher Lambert, Blanca Marcella, and Brian Blessed. Brian Blessed is the priest, this guy here. Okay? Let's get this. Let's bring this. let's start getting stuff over here. Wow, I got a lot of stuff to do here. Let's see if I could get it here. I'm gonna hold on a minute. I'm gonna have to go. I have to. You're gonna have to look at me for a minute. There's stuff on my coffee. Thumbs up. Thank you. Thank you very much. Always coffee comes in with a thumbs up. Salamat. I have videos loading of some. I wanted to make a video about ETP, but I did not. I made a very poor I made a very poor analogy of ETP. I'm going to just remove that because ETP. Oh man, hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Something didn't save before. Let me get it into the description box. Okay. Okay, so we're going to go here. Then we're going back over here to the Day of Wrath. And we're going to give you the link. If you guys, seriously, now, this is, I'll give you a synopsis of what the movie is about. I watched this movie going back, I don't know how long, many, many years ago, in the 2000s. And I may have watched it immediately. I may have watched it 8 or 10 times because there's just no way to follow the movie plot because there's so much information, and I'm serious about this. There's so much information in the plot. It goes back. Let's go back over here while we could do this. It goes back, and we're going to go back to the comments in a minute. It goes back, this movie here, Christopher Lambert. So let's just talk about what's in the movie without giving you the movie. So the Catholic Church in the 1492, just around the time that Columbus discovered America for like the 18th time, considering the Vikings discovered it and the Aborigines had already been to America thousands of years ago, which you people don't know. But The Day of Wrath is a movie that takes place in the 1490s during the Inquisition. And the Inquisition was a time in history where if you did not believe in Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior, as the Son of God, what they would do is they would coerce you to believing, to change your religion. Now, long before 1492, the ancient Israelites had a hold in religion in Spain. So, in other words, there were Israeli descendants in Spain. When the Catholic Church took over, you had to make a decision if you wanted to become Catholic or be excommunicated from Spain without your possessions. You had to have a choice. So basically, some people changed their name from like Moish to a Spanish name. And then they said that they were Christian, but in fact, they were practicing the Jewish faith secretly. Okay, so that's what's going on in the movie. And this man, all throughout the movie, is trying to find out what's going on and why there are certain people of noble birth involved with a conspiracy, as he called it. And the whole movie revolves around his search for the truth as to what's going on. He does not know what I just told you. He has no idea what's going on. And it leads you to believe that they will go after him, but they don't. And the movie is just so well done, and the props and the horses and the carriages, and it involves the rack, it involves the cage, it involves putting people at the stake. This movie is a great movie. So what that movie, because I was writing a book about religion, I studied that movie. But I also researched all the stuff that's in the movie. And it all turned out that that movie is true. It's not fiction. It's not science fiction. It's fiction. It's a true story. And it goes on till this day about the false prophets inside the Catholic Church. More predominant now than it was even then. It's never changed. But that made me aware of the hypocrisy of the Catholic Church. That's what made that movie. Because that was physical proof. That was a tangible plot that you could read the book, which I did, and you could watch the movie, which I did multiple times, and then do the research on the names in the movie. It's all historical events. The towns, the people, how they persuaded people. I won't get into the persuasive methods, but there were many. And you eventually, either you were persuaded or you were not. But the not part was the bad part. So now we'll go back to Loo-ees Pagan Punts. Let's see what Loo-ees has to say. So I didn't mean to get you off on that thing, but I love that movie. That's one of his greatest movies. He's a great actor. And you know what else? I'm watching him do an interview about the movie. And he himself in the interview said he studied the Spanish Inquisition. Christopher Lambert read up on his part. And he discovered that most of what was portrayed in the movie was based on fact that's 500 years old, but based on true stories. Especially the part where the priests had these little books, let's say, with pictures in the books. We won't go involved with any more than that, but that's true. So let's go back over to Loo-ees Pagan Punts. So I don't know if you guys can see. Can you see, if I asked you a question, can you see that I have lost weight? I don't know. Not a single person, not one person that I've walked by in the last 2 weeks has noticed. Not even one. Now, I walk on the beach and people, hey, Tambuk, which means fat. They call me, because I've always been fat. Always I've been fat. Not fatter than them. I mean, fatter than them. But now that I'm thin, they still call me Tambuk. They call me Tambuk because I have always been Tambuk. So now let's go back over here. That's true. Not one person in the city. The only person that noticed was the doctor. That was funny. Okay, so let me get the Day of Wrath. Let's see if we could copy this whole thing and put it in my video. Loo-ees, we're going to make a nice song now. We're going to make a nice song for Loo-ees. Okay, Jack Thompson. Always remember, Jack, when in doubt, Always take the side of the other guy because he's always right. Always he's right. All right? Just never, if you don't doubt the other guy, then you'll be within the limits and you'll be allowed to go on that channel and comment. So right now what I'm doing is I'm copying. I want to copy this and paste it in here. I want you guys to see this. It's going to be, now let's see if we can get here. Let's check that link. Day of Wrath. Okay, so we're going to put this in the description box 3 times, which means it's important to me. It doesn't matter. But if you guys watch this movie, you're going to find this movie to be one of the more exhilarating movies of your movie history career. Okay, so this took place in the 1490s. And now Lewis says the Avatar is a famous Joker from DC's Batman comics. The Killing Joke, great storyline. Okay, well, I don't watch. If it's not on YouTube, I normally don't watch it. I'm not going to sign up for any more stuff on the internet. Lewis has access to more of that stuff. So thanks for telling us what makes Allah laugh so much. Jack Thompson says, my goodness, I can't wait till you prove the Google guy, the Google doctor, wrong. I think I already did that. But if you want to know if I did that yet, Jack, what you do is, because let me tell you something, when it comes to ass kissing, Jack, you're number one. Go over there and ask him. Tell him you don't believe that I lost the weight either. Because when it comes to ass kissing, Jack Thompson, for some reason, he feels the need to go to every worthless channel on YouTube and comment, and then have his comments commented on. That's true. That's true. Jack's been doing that to me for years. He'll see Big Kevin, that worthless piece of crap, talk about me for an hour on his show, and then Jack will say, hey, Big Kevin, how you doing? Jack, I wouldn't do that if he was taught. We've already had this conversation, which is why we don't have any conversations anymore. Because I would never do that if he was talking about. I would never let him talk about you. I would go on there and say, yo, fat man. Because he's a fat man and I'm a fat man. Fat men can call each other fat man. Yo, fat man, don't talk about my friend Jack Thompson like that. And then he would block me. And there would be one comment from Michael Fazio. But you, how you doing, Kev? Hey, Trucker PA, how are you? Another guy that lets that shit go on. Because he doesn't have the balls my mother was born with. No, you guys are all a bunch of backstabbing commenters. You have to see, you feel the need. You feel the need to see your comments posted on some worthless channel. So I would go over to any worthless channel on YouTube and ask him, the fat man, Big Kevin, he's been on a diet for 3 years now. I don't know that he could do the water fast only diet. I don't see why not, but maybe there's a reason. And I don't see why I never did it before, other than it's really, really hard to do this diet. You need self-control and self-discipline. But I would go over to the other guy's channel and say, hey, I don't believe that Fazio. And he'll take you back into his fold. He'll do that. Anything that slaps me in the face, which you've done multiple times, just go back and do it again. You're really good at it. And bouncing back from it as well. You're taking a serious amount of abuse right now. by telling me, by bringing that guy up on my channel at all. Do you think I don't know what he's doing? He's jealous of my lifestyle. He's jealous that I have been able to go on a diet. He's jealous that I have been able to achieve or partially achieve my goal. But you have to bring him up. So go over there and tell him I'm not gonna boot you off the channel again. But that's happened before. It could happen again. You got to remember, history repeats itself. So let's get back to the videotape here. Jack, half in jest, whole in heart. I say this stuff to you. You have, why? Instead of saying, Jack, the other guy says you can't do it. Go over there and tell him that I did it. But I don't even care if you go over there and do it. Tell him that I did it. He knows I did it. There's nothing to tell him. He just can't understand that some people... I could have set my goal to take this diet to the next level, water fast only. I could have set my objectives, and then that's why I didn't make a video until day 3. I didn't know if I could do it. Then on day 5, I was going to go one more day, and on day 15, I was going to go one more day, and on day 20, I was going to go to day 25, and now we're up to day 26. And I won't stop until Mick Fisher and Nico and Yads Amodia are on my island, and we go out to the Lobach River Cruise. And then I might break my fast to have the barbecue. Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe they'll want to go out on snorkeling or swimming, and I'll go with that. But Jack, you have allowed people to talk about me for years and then say, hey, how you doing? I don't appreciate that at all. Nobody on my channel will ever talk bad about Jack. Even now, today, if somebody comes on here and says anything bad about you, not allowed. Not allowed. Not allowed to talk about my friend Dennis Adam or Lewis or Scott. Not allowed. That's where I draw the line. In where I grew up, nobody talked about anybody behind anybody's back. That was a no-no. Let's see if Jack has something to say. Jack Thompson has got something to say. Well, I guess you'd have to watch all of his videos to find out if that was true or not. You'd have to have you'd have to keep a record of everything he's ever said. That would probably drive you out of your mind. I know that could you imagine trying to keep a record of everything I've said? Only thing you have to know about everything I've said is everything I've said is true. Other people are not so much. But you have to watch them endlessly for hours and hours. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shows a day. Day after day after day. How many people on here have the mental strength to listen to every word that everybody says and then take notes and then document timestamps? I can't do that. Even I can't do that. Even I could not listen to everybody's show every day. There's other stuff to do. You could do life. Like you could get online and talk to some people or take a walk. Or like have a picture made up for Nanai for her family portrait, or I have to go to the doctor once a week. You could do that. Or you could watch 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 hours of those shows and try to remember everything that he says. And then your head will be filled up with what he said, but you won't get your chores done during the course of the day. You could either do what you have to do for the day, or listen to what other people have to say. Even Aloe DeWinter show the other day, I did not get to watch that, most of it. I have never, ever watched a Philly in the Philippines video, except what's on Expat Trash, in 6 years. Never have I watched even one. I didn't know who Jasper in the Philippines was until a month ago. I didn't know who Van Turner was until a month ago. Although he said he was a member of a commenter on my channel 5 years ago. I don't know who these people are. I don't watch that side of YouTube. Flying Circus puts out videos every day. And I don't watch his crap either. But his crap is the other side of YouTube. I don't watch that kind of stuff. Flying Circus has a video up now about hamburgers made out of doo-doo. Come on. By the time the guy got the doo-doo in the mix, I was gone. I saw him take it out of the bag or whatever it was in. This was a year ago I saw that video. I won't watch that crap. I don't know how the video ended. I will not watch that kind of stuff. And I think I see Dennis Adam. Matt Engel, I want one. I'm making a double cheeseburger for dinner with some steak fries. Yeah, I want one of those. I want one. That's going to be my first meal, a hamburger or barbecue. Jack is okay. Now we have news. We have news. Jack says that the water diet will eventually kill me. Hey, but I'll be a thin corpse, right? So, hey, look, the doctor's okay. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to the doctor does not want to be on video. The doctor does not want to be on video. But the doctor's nurse can be on video. The doctor's okay with this. The doctor knows all about water diet, water fasting. He knows all about it. He checked me on day 17. He checked me on day 25, which was 2 days ago. And I'll probably see him again in a few days, but not to see the doctor, just to bring, I try to bring the office of the doctor oranges. They appreciate that. Little bags of oranges. I typically buy 3 bags. If there's 7 oranges in a bag, I give 2 bags, 1 to each doctor that operated on me, and 1 bag is for the office. And the doctors keep 1 bag to bring home to their family. And wherever I go past the hospital, whether I'm going to go to the hospital or not, I bring them a bag of oranges. Because they did a great job. They gave me great advice. I'm still under doctor's supervision for the hernia, inguinal hernia. They still say I have another 50 or 60 days before I can go back to work. So you're going to see these videos every day, and get used to it. So and if the doctors are okay, look, do I sound like I'm weak or dizzy or low strength or low mental acuity? No, I don't sound like that. So it's in the eyes of the person doing. There are people like me, thousands of people like me on a website. Every one of them are doing the same thing I'm doing. Every one of them. And you know what their comments are? They come to me, they look at my before and after picture. They say, great job. That's amazing. You're doing fantastic. And each of them also has something else to add. Do not let other people influence what you're doing. What you're doing, thousands of us are doing that. The same thing. And keep up the good work. Now, they do that for a very, very specific reason. The owners of the sites Jack, the owners of the sites that I'm on do not allow negative comments. You just get booted off the site. You're not allowed to come back on. But nobody does that anyway. Everybody's there. It's a support group for fat people. So you're never going to see a negative comment. Now, turns out the owner of the site of 10,000 people watched my pictures and read my commentary and said congratulations, which to me, I didn't know who he was. I had no idea. I said, thanks very much. And if you haven't tried this diet, you should. It works. It's that guy's diet. He's the originator of the diet. He must have got a kick out of that. So let's bang a pot. Loo-ees, pagan punch. Where is my banging object? Jack says, circus is a delicious manic. I can look, man. I like, you know what? You know why I like flying circus? Because we have shared our family pictures together and what's going on in our lives, our personal lives. And we've been doing this going on 5 years. And we've never disclosed either person's identity, who's who in the family life. He could easily do that. I could easily do that as well. I would never do it. That's why I'm so trusted amongst the people, except for Aloe. That's true. Aloe will not tell me certain pieces of information. But we're gone past that now. But now I understand why now, because Aloe is just he's a secure person. His site is secure. Loo-ees, pagan punch. I forgot. Let's read the definition while we describe the Loo-ees. Famous warrior. Loo-ees is a masculine name of Spanish origin. Pronounced Loo-ees. And in the movie The Day of Wrath, there's Luis de la Mont or something like that, a real Spanish name. So the name of the acquisitioner, the head of the Inquisition, Luis de la Rose. That was the head priest, Luis de la Rose. That's the head. He's in charge. Loo-ees is in charge. Louise is a masculine name of Spanish origin, pronounced Louise, a variant of Louis and Luis. The name means famous warrior. And then it goes on to say, no matter what hurdles a baby has to jump in life, a name like this will teach them about their inner strength and importance of perseverance. So let's see if we could go to the site here. Loo-ees in the movie. I guess I'm not going to find that. The names of the people in the movie The Day of Wrath. Let's just go back over here. Let's go here. Let's see if we can find that name. Luis is the head guy like the most important guy in the movie. Brian Blessed. Let's see. Let's look at the names. Photos. Let's look at more photos. Yeah. Roy Mendendez is Christopher Lambert. I was wrong. It's Brian Blessed, Lord Francisco del Ruiz, not Loo-ees. Okay, it sounded like Loo-ees to me. My mistake. Now Brian Blessed is the friar, the head guy, the head guy who has a jester. Let's see if we can see who the jester is. There's a jester in this movie. Let's look it up. The jester should be at the bottom somewhere. No more. Okay. Well, anyway, this is a great movie. Let's look up, what we could do? We copy that. Let's put that in the top right there. I bet you it comes up. Let's go over here. Day of Wrath. And then we'll put the word jester in. And we'll just find out. Jester. Day of Wrath Jester. This movie, if you haven't seen this, no, it's not going to give us, it's just giving us random pictures. Oh, there's a jester right there. There you go. Jester. So, moving on. Does anybody have a question about my water diet only? So, I will tell you that my energy level is way higher. I know what I got to show you. I'll look for your questions. I'm going to close all that stuff out now on the top. I got to get more space for more windows because I got a lot of windows open. Yeah. Day of Wrath. I can't put everything in every description box. We could put famous warrior. I could copy it and maybe I'll remember to put it in there in a minute. I'll put it in there right now. Luis is a masculine name of Spanish origin. Okay, we can pretty much get rid of that. I can't show you some stuff. I had some, I was gonna, like I said, I was gonna do a show for ETP, but I'm not. I'm really not that much of a, of an orator to do a show for ETP because what they're doing, I've heard stories, who they are. I may even know who they are. But I watch their videos, but they keep getting taken down. And that's a little bit depressing. And it's depressing because other people do it and they get away with it, and it seems that there's they're doing something wrong. I don't know much about the copyright stuff. I got to go back here. Good morning. Okay, Jimmy Dog. Good morning, Cornell West. I watched an interview with Cornell West, who's putting his hat in the ring for being president. The man's a moron. The man is one of the dumbest people that have ever walked this earth. Cornel West. He knows nothing about politics. Nothing. He's a Democrat through and through. He might as well be doing a commercial for Joe Biden. The man is a moron. If he got 3% of the Democratic vote in the primary, I would be surprised. He is, first of all, to look at him is to look at a man's face in disgust. He has a disheveled beard, and his beard comes down past his lip, halfway into his mouth. It's not trimmed. It might have been trimmed with like a scissor once a week or a few weeks ago. The man is disgusting to look at. And you can see the brown stain on the bottom of the hair above that comes down from his nose. That's disgusting. That's all bacteria. He refused to let Jimmy Dore talk. He believes that Donald Trump is worse than Joe Biden. I believe Donald Trump should be put in jail for allowing the lockdown to occur. He believes that Joe Biden is less of a demagogue or less of a what did the word they use? Anyway, he believes that Joe Biden is a better man than Donald Trump. In Joe Biden's state of mind, the man is a moron, Cornel West. And then Jimmy Dore, after the 45-minute, Jimmy Dore was saying to Cornel West, I've always liked you, but you are destroying your own campaign. That's what it looked like. And then after the interview, Jimmy Dore just ripped him a new butt. Ripped him apart, word for word, item for item, detail. He made Cornel West look like a moron, and this is a guy that he's been building up for the presidential candidacy. He realizes he made a mistake. The man's a moron. So I watched two interviews, an interview and then a summary of an interview after the interview. Here, let's get that up on the board. You want to watch a great interview? Or a great orator? That's where Jimmy Dore is a great orator. So let's get this up here. This interview will tell you everything you need to know about Cornel West. The man literally is an illiterate moron. And Jimmy says exactly that he doesn't know anything about what he's supposed to be running for. Michael Fazio for president. I was for president in 2012, remember? Hey, I got a picture of the hamburger that we ate in Alona Beach from 6 years ago. That's yesterday's that is yesterday's thumbnail on day 25. I'm getting hungry now just thinking about that. The person I ate that hamburger with
affordable deals this
and at the Outback, whatever it was the person named Red Horse Adventure, who we met in person and we went out. Here it is right here. Hold on a minute. Where am I going here with this? Hold on. I'm going to move up my I'm moving up my water fasting. On day 30, I'm going to go no food and no water for 10 days. So I'm going to try that. I'm going to just breathe. I'm going to do deep breathing. Because now it's rainy season now. I'm going to do deep breathing exercises. I'm going to breathe the water out of the air that's in the air. I'm going to use that for my sustenance water. Yeah, I'm going to try that. It's in a vlog I got coming up. the guy who did that. So let's go over here for a minute. Water fast only. You guys want to watch Hamburgers and Zumba? That's right. The Hamburgers and Zumba. Okay. And that didn't work. Why didn't that work? Okay, well, I'll just put down Jimmy Dore. Jimmy, JIMMY Cornell West INTERVIEW. Okay, we'll try that. That worked. Okay. Okay, so here is here's the link to that interview. One of the best interviews that the guy destroys his own presidential campaign in 45 minutes. The only reason why he got any grounding, any ground base at all, is because he's based in Harlem, New York. And he has constituents from Harlem that follow his, that have been following him for 40 years. But if he didn't live in Harlem, if he came from Queens or Staten Island, he would be a party of one. The man Cornel West, he's a moron, Cornel West. A complete and utter intellectual zero. Okay, so let's go back over here for a moment. Here is here's the famous hamburger. Right here, baby. That hamburger was taken with you and I and Daisy and your missus that day. That was a hamburger. I want a hamburger. I want a hamburger with the French fries and then that big stack of onion rings. Oof. I can taste it. And then the next time I went back, the hamburger was this thick. From this thick to an 1/8 of an inch thick. One hamburger. The first time it was 2 hamburgers, 3/4 of an inch before cooking, 1.25 inches after cooking. And the next time I went back, it was a single hamburger. It was garbage, man. Gonna have to go find the perfect hamburger again. I think I know where that exists. So let's go back up here for a moment. Okay, so Red Horse Adventure. So for the people that say he never meets anybody, I met Red Horse Adventure twice. So let's go back over here. Now let's go to my hero. Jimmy Dore is, you know why? You know why Red Horse Adventure? Red Horse Adventure says the same thing I say. Let me tell you why he is that way, though. Come on. He is because he puts up the cue cards with all the words on the cue cards. You can follow what he's saying because it's written down for you to read as he reads it. It's not just words coming from a man's mouth. It's words and video graphics on the screen. That's what makes Jimmy Dore one of the best orators, because he shows it to you in words from legitimate or quasi-legitimate news articles. That's what makes his show famous. Yes, the woman at the Outback Steakhouse was a chef. That was the chef. The woman came out to our table. Yeah. Wow, that I forgot, but that was a good meal. That place has changed hands now. Well, shortly after we were there, I tried it again the second time. I sent the hamburger back. They took it off the bill, but Daisy kept I think it was chicken fajita. She didn't like it. She said the chicken was bad, but she ate it. So let me see if I could find that picture. This is one of my this is my goal to have one of these, and I know where to get one too. Let me see if I could find that picture. I don't know that I can. It's a very famous picture of a very I know how to find it. I know how to find this. I know where it is. I know exactly where it is. I know where that hamburger is. World's famous hamburgers. No, that's not it. Here it is, baby. It's coming up. This is the most bestest, greatest, number one hamburger in the entire world. We're not talking about in today's world. We're talking about all worlds of all times, in all universes, of all galaxies, and all solar systems, where they serve the hamburgers with Heinz tomato ketchup. I'm finding. Here it is, right here, baby. Here it is. I see it. Oh, there it is. Now, the one thing that's missing from this picture is onion rings. Well, let's get up. This is it. There it is. That's the only hamburger that I've had that comes close. This hamburger is served at the Cuckoo Bar and Grill on Bantayan Island. If you want a good meal at a good restaurant, I recommend the Cuckoo Bar and Grill. And if you want that ice cream, just like it's an ice cream something. It's got like raisins and grapes and stuff in it. The only place I've ever had it where I enjoyed it was at the Cuckoo Bar and Grill. I don't know the name of it. I only had it like 4 times, and I only liked it once, and that was at the Cuckoo Bar and Grill. So I'll get you the link for the Cuckoo Bar and Grill in case you want to check it out. Okay, now we don't have it anymore there. Okay. Oh boy. You know what I gotta? That's the. I've never made this one public. Okay. I never made. All right. That's something to do in the future. Okay. So let's just look up the link. This is the best restaurant on Bantayan Island, in my opinion. And the best food. And they have a hotel right behind the restaurant. For those of you who want to stay, here is the Cuckoo Bar and Grill. We're going to get you that link right now. Okay, this is it's got like I think 14 rooms behind the bar. There's also for those of you that drink alcohol, there's a bar in there. I don't drink alcohol, so that would serve me no purpose. I haven't been at a bar in going on 7 or 8 years now since I've been in, and that was only an outside thatched hut bar. Lechenberg, I'll be with you in a moment. Thank you. Let's see if we can get this into my video description. Hey, thanks very much, Big J Smith. We all miss DeFazio because of his stature, aka Dr. Fazio no homo. Yeah, there's not a lot of that around here. We all love Mr. Fazio. He added the word. We all love Mr. Fazio because of his stature, aka no homo. Thank you very much for that. Probably going to get censored because of that. The Karens of YouTube will take offense to that. But where and when I grew up, there were lots of gay and homosexual people where and when I grew up. Lots of them, even in my family. But no one talked about it. No one, and everybody was okay with it. That's the strange thing about that back then. Everybody was okay with it, and no one, the family talked about it behind closed doors, but at a party with one of my gay uncles, my guy. You know how many people in my family are gay? Straight up and down gay? A lot. But with my gay uncle, who was my favorite uncle, who always never forgot our birthdays or Christmas presents, always sat down and talked to us like we were adults, which is really good to do to children. People talk behind his back, and at weddings, at funerals, at birthdays, for birthdays for my grandparents, and Christmas and New Year's. And he had a beautiful house up in New Jersey as well. Everybody just treated him just like another human being. Nobody ever, there was never a nasty word about my gay uncle. And everybody knew he was gay. I mean, that was no doubt. And he was married and had children. The only people that didn't know he was gay till this day are his children. My aunt made me swear that I would never tell them. And I says, yo, I've not told them yet. Why would I tell them now? She says, just please promise that you'll never tell the children. I said, why would I do that? They could believe what they want. They never knew. That's how much he kept it quiet. And that's how much people can keep it quiet. None of the other uncles or aunts or cousins, and there are many, nobody ever told them, to my knowledge. So at some point, it was just a well-kept secret. But in my family, if I had to count, I could count 1, 2, 3, Nancy, and Barbara, and Phil. Off the top of my head, 3. Straight up and down gay. Straight up and down gay. Not partially gay. Not they're going to be gay one day. They're gay. And only my one uncle led a normal life. The other 2 lived pretty much a life of alcohol and drug abuse because of that. Because my family, my uncles that are fathers to the girls that are gay, they're lesbians. They destroyed their self-worth as children because they knew as children that the girls were gay, and both my uncles abused them, which they should really go to hell for doing something like that, but that's what they did. And that's just wrong. I mean, if they choose, and this was before all this transgender and gay, we're going back into the 60s. They started abusing these children. And they would outwardly say at a wedding, oh, you know what she is? She's gay, my uncle would say. And we would say, my mother typically would say, don't talk to the your daughter like that. And he would not say a word because my father would have knocked him out. But he knows he would get drunk and he would get abusive. The other uncle didn't drink. He was just abusive. Every day he would say, this is my gay daughter. My daughter decided to be gay. She's not going to give me any grandchildren. That kind of stuff is just uncalled for. Let's go back to the videotape. Oh, look at this. Oh, look at this. Oh, God. Let's go back over here. I'm going to show you what an 8-pound hamburger looks like. Well, we have information here up on the screen. Red Horse Adventure says they have a burrito place near the Cuckoo Bar and Grill, American-owned. He smokes brisket 12 hours a day. Really good stuff. I don't think I did that. Once I find, for my birthday, I went to 3 different restaurants on Bentalion Island, and the only place I got a decent meal was at the Cuckoo Bar and Grill. And I said, you know what? It's my birthday. I like hamburgers. They make great hamburgers. We're going to eat hamburgers. And we ate hamburgers. And we gained 10 pounds. So thanks for that, Red Horse Adventure. You have a knowledge of Bentalion Island. That's interesting. You've been traveling around the Philippines without telling me about it, buddy. So he's a world-class traveler, I guess. I know other places that he went to. He never told me about that. That's interesting. So let's go look at what I fell in love with yesterday. I fell in love with an 8-pound hamburger. And then we're gonna I'm waiting for a message right now of opportunity. I'm going to meet with a friend, and we're not going out for breakfast. We might just take a walk. Wait a second. What's going on here? What video is this? Man eats 8-pound hamburger. So at the 12-minute mark, okay, we got to get past the ads. At the 12, all right, so here it is, right here. Look at this. But at the 12-minute mark, this guy's in the hospital, baby. My hero. Look at this. Look at this. This is to die for. My daughter's mother used to, this is to die for. Look at that. Look at that hamburger. Watch this. That's the top with 2 slices of cheese. And, that's the guy. That's not the guy, though. Okay, let's, all right, look at that hamburger. Look at that. Look at this guy. Now, this is an actor. It's not the real guy. The real guy was in the hospital near death after he ate that hamburger. My hero. My hero. Man, a man ate an 8-pound hamburger in 30 minutes, and this is what happened to his organs. And then I can't show you that part, though. At the 12-minute mark, something interesting happened. I don't know if I could show you that even. This is where he ended up at the 12-minute mark. There you go. 5 days after he presented to the emergency room, his organ shutdown was getting worse. So, I can't eat an 8-pound hamburger, but I can try. There's no reason to believe that Michael Thomas Fazio, couldn't eat an 8-pound hamburger because he couldn't do it. He probably couldn't water fast, but I can. So I could eat an 8-pound. In my head, I could do that. And I might just try that. I'll find a hamburger challenge in the Philippines when this country comes up to speed with fast food tournaments. And I'll find a guy with the 8-pound hamburger, and I'll say, I'm in on that. I'm all in. Now, those food eating contests, let me tell you, they are terrible. Never do that. Never do that. I'm only kidding about that. Never participate in a food eating contest unless you're a professional food eating contest. Never do it. Never, ever, ever do it. The average person can eat at the Nathan's annual hot dog tournament. The average American can eat 7 Nathan's Frankfurters with buns before their stomach is expanded as far as it's going to go. That's it. Unfortunately, that's the way it is. Those people like Joey Chestnut and whoever, the girl, there's a little Chinese girl, whoever eats, one guy ate 64 Nathan's Frankfurters. He's not a big man. But those people have stomachs that expand. Nobody normal has an expanding stomach. So you will eat and your stomach will become filled up. It won't expand. And what happens is all kinds of stuff happens. Bad stuff happens when you can get food poisoning, they call it. It pushes against your kidneys. Don't do food eating contests. Don't do it. Don't do it. I don't know what to tell you. It's just, after watching this video, I would never have an 8-pound hamburger. That was all a joke. I would never join a food eating contest. You can die from it right there. Pass out and die from having too much food in your body. It will give you food poisoning. You'll get dizzy, fall down, and die. People have done that. It's happened. So let me give you So this guy's organs shut down immediately after eating the hamburger. Like a minute later. After he ate the hamburger, his pancreas was pressed up against by the stomach lining. His pancreas stopped working. His liver stopped working, producing bile the way it was. The food in his stomach coalesced into a lump. He couldn't regurgitate it, and they shoved a pipe down his throat, and they couldn't get the hamburger back out. They put water in and suction out, and they couldn't get it out. It coalesced into like a hard mass. So By the time he went to the hospital 5 days later, it had coalesced into a ball, into a tube of meat, but it wasn't going through his intestines. I'll read that comment in a minute, Red Horse. So his adrenal system shut down. The walls of his large intestine and small intestine got perforated. Blood started going into his intestines, and he almost died. And then they were prepping him for an operation. And while he was being prepped for the operation, he had a bowel movement, and they canceled the operation. But they were going to open up his stomach and remove the material surgically. You're talking about somebody that almost died from eating just a hamburger. A big hamburger, though. A very big hamburger. Very big hamburger. Oh, I want one of those. So an untrained person can eat 7 hot dogs, but a trained person can eat 42 or 50 or 60. But don't try it. Because if you're not trained, your stomach could explode. Could get perforations in it because it's not used to stretching like a balloon. It's a very, very bad thing. So if anybody has a question about the water diet, please put it up there, because one way or another, I'm getting ready to leave. If the person comes, they come. If they don't come, I'll send them a text. Time and tide, wait for no man. Time and tide, wait for no man. Let's go back to the comments. Dennis put up a link. Yeah, I saw there's a guy named Joey Chestnut who weighs about 150 pounds. He also can eat like that. That's why they call him Joey Chestnut. I've watched a Nathan's Frankfurter eating. I watched a guy eat a 72-ounce steak with fries about 2 years ago. I wouldn't want to do that. I really wouldn't want to do that. Now, if there was a way, there's no way even if you could eat it, you don't taste it. To get a 72-ounce steak for free, you have to eat it all in a period of time. You don't get a chance to enjoy the meat. I'd rather have a piece of rare. I'm talking, you can cook my steak on charcoal, 1200 degree charcoal, and charbroil the outside and baste it. And then the inside could be bloody red. For me, that's okay. You can eat raw meat. It's okay to eat raw meat, as long as it passes inspection. But not a lot of people can't do that. But I like it like that. I like charbroiled on the outside and extra rare on the inside. But I would never want to do a 72-ounce steak. You don't taste it. Then you're all bloated. Then you could die. Then you could get sick days later. Why would you want to do that to yourself? All I want is a hamburger. Just one bacon double cheeseburger, medium, extra rare, charbroiled extra rare on the inside, with well done French fries and a stack of onion rings from the Cuckoo Bar and Grill. That's all I want. I don't want anything else. I want a hamburger. I want that to be my first meal. I hope it will be. That's my goal. Lose 100 pounds, gain a hamburger. Hamburger, I say. Okay, nobody has questions? It's getting on 8 o'clock. I got to get a move on. I want to thank everybody for stopping by. And remember, everybody that does live streams deserves Super Chat. If they make you laugh, we'll just say what that moron, wasteless, completely useless blogger Kevin says. If they make you laugh, give them jingle. That part I could agree with. But Kevin's is everything negative. He's such... you know what, Kevin, you know what? I'm laughing at you because even if you come back to the Philippines, there's nothing for you to do here. There was nothing for anybody to do here. At least I have a drone that I can play with on the beach, and I can take walks on the beach, and I can see the beach from where I am right now. I'm looking at the beach. You will live in a jungle where no one likes you. No one likes you. And you can't do anything anyway. Are you going to go back to drinking alcohol? Aren't you a Mormon? You are the biggest fake fraud Mormon that there is. You're a fraudster. So, but I agree with if people make a live stream and you want to give them money and they use that money for what they say, like myself, I used that money to get a portrait made for Nanite, and that portrait is done. And I went, and the picture frame has been picked out. Now, when they get it done, if I go there, I told them, look, if I go back there and that picture's not done, I'm going to take the picture and I'll frame it myself. So, B.J. Smith, the wealth of information is always spoken from Michael Fazio. Gracias. Gracias. Italian, gracias. Thank you. I don't know much Italian. Thank you very much. Okay, then, let's bang a pot for Super Chat. And then if people make you laugh with them, they deserve Super Chat. And if people, in some cases, make you laugh at them because they can't remember what they said the day before, give them Stupid Chat. You give me Super Chat for talking about real and truthful things, and you give them Stupid Chat for lying to you day after day after day after day. Like Kevin lies to you every day. You know, I saw the fat man, Big Kevin, on a show. I don't know whose show it was. And it was even Mike Ross, one of the biggest trolls on YouTube, said, Big Kevin, when are you coming back to the Philippines? And Big Kevin said, this time next year. If you could go back in history and watch Big Kevin's shows for the last 3 years and ask Big Kevin when he was coming back to the Philippines, each time he will say, this time next year, I'll be back in the Philippines. Well, of course he did have problems. That's true. And of course he had operations. That's true. And of course he needed operations. That's true. But he always says the same thing. But of course, 3 years ago when he said it, he couldn't come back because he owed 4 or 5 or 6 or 7,000, no, 5, 6 or 7,000 in back immigration fees. So he could not come back at that time. Oh, that reminds me. Hold on a minute. Yeah, look at me for a while. I got something that definitely has to get done today. I'm glad I remembered this because it's important to me to do this. Okay. I have to make notes or I forget this stuff. I don't have to do it today, but it's got to get done. Look. See my notes? Look, here's my notes for today. Hospital. I'm not doing that. This is just what I have to get done this week. Hospital, oranges. light bulb, check the bank account, and I have a credit card number that I have to call up America for. It's my newly issued credit card. And then you have to make notes. And then this is a big one right here. Okay, so I'm not, this is just a running list of stuff that has to get done. Today, I will be able to get a light bulb. Tonight, I'll be able to check on my credit card number. And the other two things, I'm not sure when I'll get back to the city, to the hospital exactly. So thanks very much again, everybody. Amping Permi from the Philippines, baby, which of course means take care always. Loo-ees, thank you. Thank you very much, Loo-ees. That was really cool. Thanks, Loo-ees. And then Jack, thanks for stopping by, Jack. You take abuse. You deserve abuse. You took abuse. You got abuse. You needed to be abused, and you got abused. Man, that's stuff that you do. Now, going to somebody else's channel and watching is one thing, but saying hello to them, that crosses the line. Even he would agree that crosses the line. Now, anybody can go to any channel anytime they want, but if you're going to coalesce, conspire, that guy calls it conspiring with the enemy. But if you're going to coalesce with the people on his page and somehow it boosts his ego or my ego in reverse, I could see why somebody would be upset with people that jump the fence jumpers. That was a good one. That's true. I would not do that to you, Jack Thompson. I would never let nobody on my page will ever say anything bad about you twice. They'll get removed and they'll get gone, but they'll never say anything twice about my friends. Where I grew up and you talked about your friends behind their back, that was a bad thing. You had to sit down with somebody and they would say, oh, over here, you sit over there, let's talk about this. And then the meeting of the minds, and then you got over it. You realized that it was a mistake. But you people on YouTube, you think it's okay to go from one channel to the next and bash people? I don't think it's okay to do that. That's why people are not commenting on my page. That's why people don't come to my page. That's why I don't care. I don't want trolls on my channel. It ain't going to happen. All right, I'm Big Permy, which of course means take care always. It's 8 o'clock. I have something else to do. I'm Big Permy, which of course means take care always. Bye-bye for now. That's right. Remember to push the thumbs up button, because Dennis, I think, forgot to tell you. Flying Circus, thumbs up. All right, buddy. I'll talk with you later. I'll be back tomorrow with day 27. If I can find a scale between now and then, I'll take a picture of the scale. I don't know if I'll be on the scale, but I'll take a picture of the scale. Maybe I'll just go on the internet and take a picture of a scale and say I sat on. All right, bye-bye. I'm Bing Permy. Take care always. In Visaya. Yes, that's right. Oy vey and shalom.